they want. This is some kind of diversion.
And it was a diversion because you saw season 2, which is a piece of shit. But Mark Valley, who was Christopher Chance, the Human Target, the original Human Target, not the Arrowverse one, played by somebody else, was a good actor, and he stuck it through to the end, but shit, they sabotaged that. Anyway, welcome to this DVD review, classic DVD review of The Human Target, the complete first season, the only season worth watching, brought to you by, of course, the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck who was given to me by the Reverend Bill Clinton. Thank you. Oh, wait, security's coming. Gotta go. Anyway, yeah, that award show was shite, wasn't it? Shite award show. Castlevania Dead Cells, but they didn't show any real gameplay footage. God of War's okay, but I'll get God of War later on my Steam Deck. So, Human Target. What are we looking at here? We are looking at the first season. Now, Human Target is a DC Comics character that was created. There was an original Human Target created in the 60s, 50s or 60s. And then there was a new one, Christopher Chance, who was created by Len Wein. And I think it was, I can't remember the guy's name right now. Len Wein, W-E-I-N, and Carmine Infantino. I think it was Crimson, but it's Carmine Infantino. Created Christopher Chance in 1972. So we have come upon the 50th anniversary of The Human Target. This show came about in 2010 or 2009. 2010, I think. And the first season was very, very good. Let me tell you this. So Mark Valley, who did Days of Our Lives, did all kinds of different shows. He was just a very cool Dick Tracy, James Bond-like kind of guy. Now, when you think of action heroes in recent years, you think of this show and Person of Interest. So I'll compare the two in a bit. But this season, this one season, you start to see similar themes between this and Jim Caviezel in Person of Interest. Both of them had dogs. Both of them had like assistants. Like here you got this guy here. This is one of his assistants. And then you have Guerrero. You got these two guys helping out. Let me see if I can remember the name of what he was playing. Chi McBride. I don't remember the character's name. Anyway, there's like so many episodes. I think there was like 12 episodes for only this first season. It wasn't like 20 episodes for one season. So just 12 episodes. And a couple behind the scenes featurette. But I think there was just the one commentary for the premiere. So unlike Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, Christopher Chance was not a costume superhero. He was more of a James Bond-like guy. And he had a sense of humor. He was very humorous, very, very, he could smile in the face of danger. Whereas Jim Caviezel's John Reese was more Batman serious-like. Kind of like the way the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight movies were. And Amy Acker, actually, who plays the girl that he lost, is in the season finale of this. The first episode starts out with a train. It's basically a runaway bullet train episode. And then the next one is about, I believe one is about a runaway train. Another one takes place in a monastery. And then there's another one that takes place in a tall skyscraper. And then another one takes place in a car chase. And then you have like different themes. Airplane. There's one takes place in an airplane. So you have an airplane episode, you have a train episode, you have all kinds of episodes. You have all kinds of episodes that have different daring things each week. So it was like a comic book story each week in the traditional sort of The Shadow Knows or Doc Savage, one of the pre-Superman, Batman kind of superheroes in the 1930s, those Pulp Fiction heroes that would jump out of airplanes and rescue people and stuff. Kind of like if you want to compare him, you can compare him to Michael Knight without Kit. So Michael Knight with the sense of humor, but no Kit, and or kind of like maybe Michael Long before he became Michael Knight, if that's what you want to be for you purists out there, enthusiasts. And every week was great, and there were women in this. You had Amy Acker, who was fantastic. You had the one girl who was the nerd girl, where Christopher Chance basically jumps out of an airplane and then parachutes at the last moment to get on top of a building that had a camera. So it was like a heist building episode. One dealt with the monastery, and one dealt with like a woman who was a bomb. She was a ticking time bomb, so they had to go and like defuse her, like deactivate her. And there were others, many others, but there was a military one. There was one that took place in the jungles in Brazil. There was an embassy one. There was another episode that took place sort of in a gangster, I guess a gangster type one. There's different, every week was a great theme, different aspects of Pulp Fiction, if not science fiction, just pulp. A little bit of science, like maybe technology that Christopher Chance would have a plot device to get away with whatever he did. But after that, it was just action hero, right and left. I think Cholo Trucker might like this one. The second season was shit, and much like Breaking In, not Breaking Bad, Breaking In with Charlie Slater, much like New York Undercover, they took the second season and shit it all over it. And I've said this before in a short. They took female characters in the second season and made them bossy, bitchy broads, cunty broads that didn't do shit. All they did was complain, whine, criticize, mouth off, and talk down to Christopher Chance, Chi McBride, his assistant, and Guerrero. Like, what were these? What did they do wrong? You got Jackie Earle Haley as Guerrero. And it's like, that was just shit. Oh, yeah, there was the one episode where, in the first season, where Christopher Chance was a UFC, like a mixed martial artist. And you understood the bond between these two guys right here. It was a great episode. There's such great stuff. And I always wondered about it. Much like Nikita, I watched all 4 seasons of Nikita with the Maggie Q. And that's why I watched The Protege, the first movie after the pandemic, after the lockdowns. Because I liked these kind of action hero movies without the superhero or Star Wars motif. And so Fox sabotaged. If it wasn't like The Tick where it got canceled because of reality shows, they sabotaged the second season of a show, much like the other 2 shows, the New York Undercover and Breaking In. Breaking In was a robbery show, how they break into people's homes every week. And then they changed it around. They had Megan Mullally, and they sabotaged that. They sabotaged this show, and they sabotaged New York Undercover. They had 2 characters on the show, and then they changed it to 8 or 9. They killed off one of the partners, and they had 8 or 9 people. That was stupid of Fox to do something like that. But they did it anyway. They didn't care. Great features on this. So I guess in a lot of ways, Nikita from CW and Person of Interest on CBS filled the void that Human Target left behind. The second season was the death knell. And so I will give this one, I'll give it a 10 for best action here. I don't know if I like it more than Person of Interest. Person of Interest outdid Human Target in terms of like long storytelling because we spent more time with those characters. And Amy Acker in that show played the villain, but then she played the good person, but then she played a computer. So I just give it a 10 out of 10. I'm going to say this is perfection. All the female characters, in contrast to the second season, were treated with way more respect. And I think Bill Clinton would probably give it a 10 out of 10 as well. Maybe. There were a lot of girls in this.